Welcome to Bold and Beautiful Voices, where we dive into real life stories, share personal experiences, and explore different perspectives. Today, we are switching it up a little. I will be your host, Nishace, and today we have the real female hustler, aka the diva, Miss Felicia, the lady of many titles. If you have not already subscribed, go ahead and just subscribe now to Bold and Beautiful Voices. How are you, Miss Felicia?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Welcome
Hey.
to your 40s.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. How are you feeling today?
I am feeling great. I have no complaints. I can really say that I am living my best life.
That is so good,
Yeah.
girl. Okay. You know, leaving your 30s. You leaving us behind in the 30s.
Girl, it's so sad, but I gotta go.
I'm trying to get there one day, okay?
Yes. We all want everybody to get there all the way up.
Right. All right. So we're going to start with a few of the icebreakers.
Okay.
If you were an animal, what would it be and
A,
why?
a tiger, because a tiger is wild and I'm a wild person.
Okay. If you were a fruit, what would it be and why?
I would say a peach because I'm so juicy.
I know that's right. If you were a flower, what type of flower and why?
I would say a rose because a rose is so beautiful. And if you ever feel the texture of it, it's so soft and it's just wonderful. So I
Yeah.
would say I would be a rose.
A rose. Okay, Miss Rose.
Call me a rose.
Rose it into your 40s.
Yes.
All right. So we all see you on social media. You always talk about your kids. You always talk about your grandbabies. So the people who don't really know you personally or anything, they want to know how many children do you have and what's their ages?
I have four children. Um, I have a 25-year-old son, a 23-year-old daughter, a 9-year-old daughter, and a 5-year-old son.
Mm. So
Yeah.
we know that it's a different, like a little age difference with that.
hmm
How has the difference been between you raising the first set versus the younger set now?
I would say I have more patience now.
Hmm.
Versus, I was a teen parent with the first two, and I can really say I was kind of hard on them.
Hmm.
So now that, I decided to have my second set in my 30s, which was a hassle for me, trying to carry kids in the 30s. I wouldn't advise somebody to do it, but yeah, it was a struggle. So I learned patience, um, just to slow down and, just go with the flow
Hmm.
with
Yeah.
those last two. And so, when I'm, disciplining my kids, if my older kids are here and they're looking at me like, "Are you our mama? Because you're a totally different person." That's when you age, you get wiser and, smarter,
Hmm.
learn how to do things correctly.
Yeah. I feel like in our 30s we get soft.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely get soft.
I totally agree.
All right. So how does it feel being a grandma?
Whew, it feels great. At first, I can't lie, I was upset because I had a plan for both my kids.
Hmm.
And, in life sometimes the plan don't go as accordingly. So, I was upset, but hey, it is what it is. My grandbabies are here. I love them to death. They are my heart. So
Oh,
it's
how
it's
many do you
great.
have?
I have two. I have a boy and a girl.
Oh.
Uh, they're about to be 5 and 4 back to back.
Oh, I didn't
Yep.
think they were 5 and 4. Oh wow.
Yes.
Oh
They'll
wow.
be
It's
five and
been
four this year, next month, and the end of November.
oh wow. Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
No, it's fun. It's fun. It's different from your kids, and sometimes I battle, with my 5-year-old and I'm loving on my grandkids and He was like, "Mama, you don't love me," and I'm like, "Boy, anybody that knows me know I love you. Let me give my grandkids some love.
Right.
Like,
He
chill
getting a little
out.
jealous.
Ain't your turn yet."
He get a little jealous. That's how it is between me, my older set of siblings, and me and my brother. Because my older set, me and my oldest niece, we're 4 years apart. So we kind of like grew up how your younger set and then the grands are growing up. So yeah,
Yeah.
we grew up in age like that.
At first, I thought, because Alasia was the only one of my kids that was playing, and for
Mhm.
a long time, I didn't think that I could have kids anymore. And when we stopped trying, that's when I ended up pregnant. And I was like, "Wow, I can have kids." The ovaries
Mhm.
still.
Girl, God working mysterious ways.
Yes, he do.
So we know that you are the CEO of Brown Senior Care, and you're the owner of this podcast, Bold and Beautiful Voices. Tell us about your businesses with well, I would say tell us about Brown Senior Care.
Brown Senior Care. Okay, so originally Brown Senior Care was started. We started planning right in the middle of COVID.
Mhm.
Me and my kid's father that was deceased. He was in my ear for about a year. You can do it. You can do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I was like, I was okay with clocking in 8 to 5. I was okay with that. And we started working on the business, and then tragic hit.
Mhm.
And I was like, the hell with the business. I'm just gonna pack up, I'm gonna move, and I'm, just gonna start a new life or whatever. And I kid you not, Christmas morning, I just got up about 3 o'clock in the morning. I went and got on my laptop and I started working on my business. And,
Mhm.
applied for the LLC, and Brown Senior Care just clicked. I'm gonna name it
Mhm.
Brown Senior Care in reference of him. And so I worked on it and I was ready to go October, no, not October, January 2021. We took off full speed. Um, a lot of trial and errors, but coming up on 4 years, we got it right. We are a non-medical agency that cares for seniors in their home. We service Escambia and Santa Rosa County. Right now, we have, I think, 23 employees,
Wow.
office manager, and God's been good. And believe it or not, I have my Medicaid license and all that, but all of our clients has been word of mouth. I worked for Emmaco's Hospice for over 10 years, and within those 10 years, I created relationships with administrators, nurse
Mhm.
practitioners, nurses and stuff. And if I'm taking care of you, I'm gonna do what's needed. So we built those relationships. So every last one of our clients has been private pay. I have not accepted not one insurance client. I will, but everything's been private pay. And God is good. I've had some ups, I had some downs, but I'm still rolling.
That is good. That is good. I'm so proud of you. I'm
Thank
so proud of you.
thank you,
um,
girl.
so with your business, what are your plans as far as like taking it to the next level, within like the next 5 years?
Well, my plans is I do want to go get licensed in Alabama.
Okay.
I'm a country girl. I want to go back to my hometown and open up a home care agency that is much needed. That's one business that will never go out of business because we're all gonna get old. We're
Yeah.
all gonna need
Yeah.
help, you
Yeah.
know. So that's one of my 5-year goals. And about 8-year goal is I want to open up a in-home facility. I want to have at least in-home um assisted living.
Okay.
So I've been working behind the scenes on that. And by 50, I want to retire. I just want to let the business just go. I want to take care of my people so that, that they know that they're appreciated. I want my people to be able to take care of the clients like
Mhm.
their own. That's my thing with
Mhm.
Brown Senior Care now. You have to love what you do. You can't be in this business just for the money because it's not going to work.
Right.
So those are
Right.
two of my goals.
That's so good. You kind of answered some of the questions that I had, but it's okay.
Okay.
So, what inspired you? or motivated you to start your own podcast?
Okay, so this is I've always been the behind the scene person.
Mhm,
Like you won't see me at every party. You won't see me on the block all the time. I'll step out when needed, but I'm back in the house. So when I went through what I went through, and a lot of people started inboxing me, and
mhm,
they wanted to know how did I do what I did.
mhm,
And it's been 4 years this month, and now it's time to tell my story, because you just never know what my testimony who it may help, you know, in a community, anywhere around the world, because everybody
mhm,
goes through things. And I was really shocked with the amount of people that was reaching out to me, just wanting advice, and, just want to talk or whatever. And that meant so much to me. And I just
mhm.
figured that, hey, why not come up and let's share my story with the world.
Right, right. And it's really important to when you get to that level to actually talk about it, because it is kind of hard when you're going through it, but then at the same time, your testimony can help someone. I've
Yes.
been through it, so
Mhm.
I definitely understand. I definitely understand. So, you talked about earlier, with the unexpected, tragedy, with your kid's father. With the passing of him, how has your life kind of altered?
My life has changed tremendously, because I never expected raising children alone, you
Hmm.
know. And before we had our last two kids, that was my biggest fear. I used to tell him, like, I don't want to raise these kids. If I agree to this, I don't want to raise kids alone.
Hmm.
And life happened. So I have many bad days and good days. I can now say that my good days do outweigh my bad days.
Hmm.
But my kids, to this day, they still go through it. And
Hmm.
to see that they're hurting, oh, okay, to see that they're hurting and their cries, and I can't do anything about it, it really tears me apart. So
Hmm.
it's something that's going to be, but it's something that's going to be with me for the rest of my life, because those are his kids. So
Right,
for me not being able to help them, it's heartbreaking. But I take it one day at a time. I pray, and I just keep it going, because one thing that I've learned, that time waits for nobody.
right,
Yep.
right. Is there any particular memory? Because if you know, if you know him, you know him. You know he was such a like girl. He can walk in a room and gonna make everybody laugh. That was just him.
Yeah.
Is there any particular memory or saying that he used to say that has stuck with you today? Like you just will randomly think about and be like, "Dang man!" Like
I remember one time we was in a bad spot, and I went to cut
Mhm,
all of my hair off. And when we finally, got back together, and he was like, "Who the hell are you?" And that always stuck with me. He was like, "No matter what we go through, just please promise me that you'll never do that again. Because we ain't going nowhere till your hair grow back." So that one has always stuck with me.
oh yeah, it's good when you can have those memories. Like it's sad, but then at the same time, you think about those memories, and it kind of like help you get through
It
those,
do.
those
We got a
moments.
lot of them.
Yeah, yeah. So when you went through like the deep depression and after everything, how did you pull yourself through? Like were those any particular things that you did like to get you through those hard times?
Um, well, at first, I can't even lie. I questioned God a lot about,
Mhm,
why, because, it's just the natural thing to do. But I had to figure out who my grandmother was, and who she was. And, she was a lady of God, and I was raised up in the church. So it kind of felt bad because I questioned God. But
Mhm.
when I started praying and asking God to just heal my heart, to make me understand, to give me a clear path on what's going on, things started getting better.
Mhm.
Praying every day, surrounding myself around people that was really for me, and especially for my kids.
Mhm.
So I started back working out because I was in deep depression probably about 2.5 years. Like,
Mhm.
it would come, I would think I'm okay, it'll hit me, then I'll fall back. And I went to my doctor because I used to have really, really bad panic attacks. And she was like, you have to get it together. After I visit my doctor that December, I had a really, really bad panic attack, and my daughter had to take me to the hospital. And when I
Mhm.
went to the hospital, I did all my tests, and the doctor came back and he said, "Well, Miss Allen, I have to admit you in hospital." And we was confused. We was like, "Admit me in the hospital for what?" So I
Right.
had blood clots in my lungs that was very, very serious. I had 4 of them, and
Wow.
that was a wake up call for me. I knew, number one, that I had to dig myself up out depression. I had to get my health right to be here for my kids, and
Mhm.
I had to, move on with life. So
Mhm.
those are some of the things that, I did as far as like claiming me back, trying to
Mhm.
get myself better so I can be able to be there for my kids.
Right, right. And mental health is very important nowadays. We have to be here, for our kids. That's like that's our why. That's the reason why, we wake up in the morning. It's like we don't feel like doing something that stuff at times, but at the end of the day, our kids is why we keep going.
Yes, most
Are you
definitely.
yeah, like it's girl, it's crazy. Are you in mental therapy?
Yes, we still go.
Okay, okay. Are the
Yes,
kids they're in it
mhm,
as well?
mhm.
Yeah, and I'm sure that it's probably helping them.
It is. It
Yeah.
is because for a long time, um, I couldn't take my daughter out in public because she would see my father with his daughter, and she would break down. And I
Mm,
knew at that point I had to do something to help her. So now she's okay. Um, almost 4 years, she's okay. And she still have her moments, but
mhm.
you know how to work through it more.
Right. That's so good. That's so good. So I think that we're on to the next,
Next
round of
segment.
questions.
Give them
With
to me.
all, huh?
I said, give them to me. Let's go.
With all of this that you have been through, being in a long term relationship, whether it was however long, and kind of overcoming that, the people want to know. I remember you made a post about people wanting to kind of like dive deep in and see what's Felicia's relationship status. So, are you single and just having fun? Are you in a relationship? Are you up to dating? Like, what is the?
I am single, all capital letters. Not dating. But I said I gave myself a time limit because I was hurting and I
Mhm,
didn't want to bring that to, the next relationship. So I gave
mhm,
myself time to heal. Now that I'm there, I will be open to dating, but just not dating anybody. You get what I'm saying?
right, right.
Someone that knows what they want in life.
Mhm,
I'm not really big on looks because looks fade away, but
mhm.
you can't be a bum. You get what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So you gotta be loving, you gotta be caring. You must be a family man because I am a family woman. And
Yes.
I don't expect my person to make 6, 7, 8 figures. You can get what I'm saying? You can have a 9 to
Mhm.
5. I'm okay with that because when you get with me, I'm a whole boss. I can get you to those levels. And so
Right.
a lot of people come with dating. When it comes to dating, a lot of women be like, "Oh, he got to have this and he have got to have that." But everybody have baggage. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm not saying that I'm going to build a man by no far, but I can uplift him just like he can uplift me.
Hmm. And that's important because a lot of people I see a lot of times on social media, like, I don't want a man who do this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay, I know I bring the table, I bring the chairs, I know I bring the whole house. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to bring that. You, like you say, you can work a 9 to 5, but at the same time, I will help motivate you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when you're a boss, we gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? It's all in a partnership.
You
We
gotta be
gonna help
bold
each other.
artist, you gotta
Yeah.
be all those things. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And if
Yeah.
you
You
got
can't
you
be
got
lazy.
must be a good father because
Yes.
I have 2 small kids, and if you ain't a good father to your kids and wanna play daddy over here, that's not gonna work.
Right. Mm-mm. Can't have that. Can't have step.
Not a
All right. So what? Well, that will be kind of like a deal breaker. What? Well, what would be like the deal breaker in a relationship for you?
You know
Besides
what?
that.
I don't even know. That's why I'm just like open to dating because I've
Hmm.
always been in a long-term relationship. Like,
Hmm.
and I'm just now learning myself. I'm just now learning what I like to do, what I don't like to do.
Hmm.
But for me, I can't even lie. I'm big on communication and comprehending.
Hmm.
You can be the perfect man for me, but if you can't communicate, you're not the person for me.
Right. Right.
Communication will tear a relationship down if you don't know how to do it. So communication is a must. And then when I
Hmm.
communicate to you, you have to you have to comprehend it. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I can't express myself and keep expressing myself about the same thing. I'm not gonna do
Hmm.
that. I don't have time for that. Um, I'm not one of those women that say, "Oh, I don't need a man," because I want a man. I desire a man. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So a man and a woman were meant to be together. But I'm just not fit to go through no bull crap with nobody. I'm just not gonna do it.
I don't blame you. Like we get too old.
Yeah, like
At some point.
a lot of people is just in these relationship. They're just surviving. I'm surviving now.
Hmm.
Why
Yeah.
do I want to bring you into my space and we still survive? I'm not doing.
Right. We trying to live life,
Yeah.
honey. Like we trying to retire in 10 to 20 years. We
Yes. And then what's crazy about it because I get a lot of backlash on a lot of black backlash from men that I just don't want to entertain. You
Hmm.
know, the way a man carry themselves speaks a lot about them.
Hmm.
And I'm just not interested. And you can and men, stop getting mad at women about them not being interested in you. You get what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Those are for little girls. When you run across a real woman, they're not going to tolerate that.
Mm-mm.
It's just
I
something that they're not going to do.
I say that all the time. I feel like in our 20s, we want this particular type of guy. In our 30s, we're women, we start developing different. And then we start for some reason it's like mid 30s is when we start getting to know ourselves and start healing from different traumas. So the guys that we used to date back in our 20s is like,
You date them
no,
no more. Mm-mm.
yeah, we don't want no more. Like, we're at a different level now. So it's it changes.
Yes, it
It
do.
definitely it changes so much. So thinking back to your 20s versus your 30s, which years will you say will probably had been the hardest years of your life? Would you say like the 20s era or the 30s era for you?
Um, I would say the early 30s
Hmm.
has been the hardest.
Yeah.
Just with you know me and my kid's father getting back to it, us being up and down,
Hmm.
bringing a child into this world, childbirth harder. The older you get,
Hmm.
the harder it gets, and just overall, just battling relationship problems. Like I ain't never have to do all that.
Right.
So mid 30s, hardest.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So if you could talk to your 20-year-old self, what would you say to her?
What would I say to her? I would tell her that she is a boss. Stop hiding. Get up and go get what's yours and stop waiting on somebody to help you. Um, I've always been told that if you want something done right, you got to do it by yourself. My younger Felicia would always wait for somebody. It's
Mhm.
like I needed validation for somebody. The
Mhm.
new Felicia, whatever I want, I'm gonna get it.
Go
I'm,
get it.
I'm gonna go get it. I don't wait for
Yeah.
people because waiting for people will always leave you left behind.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. It's so true. Like you gotta keep going. You
Yes.
know.
Yep.
So, what advice would you give to the 20 and 30-year-old women? Because sometimes, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, you are such an inspiration to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just seeing you from when I met you when I was younger, and then to now, you have done so much. Like, I'm like, dang, Felicia, like, really doing. And it at times I used to be like, oh, it's hard for me to do this because I have a child, and I'm like, you know what? Looking at her, I'm like, with a smile on your face. Every time I see you, I don't see you with a frown on your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're always with a smile, whether it's, you're hurting behind, but you always have a smile. So what advice would you give to us women who are in our 20s and our 30s?
First of all, I would tell you guys um, to carry yourself like a lady. I grew up in a house full of uncles. I was a tomboy.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up fighting dudes. Okay, like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get into this girly stage until after high school or whatever. So nowadays I see a lot of people, a lot of young women just you know half naked, to get attention. And my uncle always told me that nobody's gonna marry a fun girl.
Mm-hmm.
They're a fun girl for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna marry a girl that's always on social media showing her body, twerking, dancing, just showing herself to the world. So I
Mm-hmm.
would say carry yourself better. You
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying? It's okay to have fun. I have fun, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't put everything that I do on social media. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
So carry yourself better with respect, and then you will attract the right men instead
Mm-hmm.
of going through the wrong people. I mentor my daughter and her girls all the time. And it's very important to always have somebody that you can talk to and mentor about things that's going on in the world because the world has changed.
Yes.
I just left Walmart and I seen a girl with a bonnet, a halter top, and some boy shorts on. And
Mm-hmm.
oh my God. Like we got to us older women, we have to start pointing to our young girls. Like, y'all don't have to carry yourself better.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be out here just waiting for a man to take care of you. Get up and go to work.
Right.
What I'm saying
Right.
is when that man comes, a man knows he must provide and that right man will.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I
Mm-hmm.
would tell you guys. You have to carry yourself better.
Yeah, I say that all the time. And then it's especially with, me being a hairstylist is like, I know you want to be ugly in the house, but sometimes like my grandma used to always say, I used to be like, grandma, why you getting dressed up? Where you about to go? And she always said, just because I'm not going nowhere, don't mean I gotta sit around the house looking like an ugly monkey. And I used to be like, what?
My grandma
But
did that too.
it's true. Like she's like, at least fix yourself up. You never know who might come visit you. So even when I'm, hair all over my head, I'm like, okay, let me put a slip back and put a little gel on my edges, just to look presentable, when I go outside. I can't wear no bonnet outside. Like,
Yeah,
I
I can't
can't.
either. And my grandma used to do that too. We lived in the country, Greenville, Alabama, and every morning we got up with the roosters about 5:30.
Mm,
And so she would get up, she would unroll her hair and get all fixed up and cook breakfast. And I'd be like, where you going? Nowhere. It's just what they did.
mm-hmm,
So we need to
mm-hmm,
do the same thing. But I
mm-hmm.
get up at 5:30 in the morning.
Girl, and I don't care who comes to the house. I ain't getting them at a 5:30 getting keep.
No, no, no. I'm sleeping till about 7 o'clock.
So with this next chapter, you in your 40s, what is the one thing that you will leave behind in your 30s that you refuse to bring it to the next chapter?
Worrying about other people' opinion about me, because other people' opinion about me has nothing to do with me. For the
Mhm.
people that really knows the real Felicia, you know who I am.
Mhm.
And for the people that has lost Felicia, shame on you. You get what I'm saying? So sad. I'm really a great person. I lived a lot of my years worrying about not wanting to do things because I was worried about what this person would say and that person going to say. But now I'm in a place where I'm gonna do what I want, because guess what? I only got one life
Mhm.
and I take care of myself. And why am I worried about what him, her, them think of me? People gonna
Right.
think what they want to think about you regardless.
Mhm. Yeah, that's life, Everybody's not gonna like you, you know what I'm saying? And hey, I've had to learn that, you know what I'm saying? Like all you can do is just walk around with a smile on your face and just still, hey, how are you? And keep it going.
Look, you're not gonna be everybody a cup of tea, but I am
Mm-mm.
a cup of tea.
Not at all. Not at all.
I am a cup, okay? And it's okay, that's why people have choices. What I like is probably won't be what you like. And it's okay.
Hmm. It's
That's why
okay.
we got choices.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So I have had the honor, and I'm so thankful that you chose me to host your special edition for your 40th Leaving It in Your 30s
Yeah.
content. Welcome to your 40s. Happy
Thank
birthday. I'm
you.
so proud of you, and I just can't wait to see what you are going to do in the next 5 to 10 years. I'm ready to see your continued growth.
Yeah.
You being a mom, you being an entrepreneur. You writing these goals down. So you got your plan. You're checking them off, and I just want to say thank you for expressing a lot of things to us and
Mhm.
to opening up to the world, because I feel like you are a walking testimony, and you have helped so many women, whether they have wrote you and
Mhm.
told you or not. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to say thank you so much for the
Thank
opportunity.
you. Thank you. You're so welcome. And you keep up the great work too.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So if
Work.
y'all have not subscribed, go to YouTube and subscribe to Bold and Beautiful Voices.
Yes, bold and beautiful. And hey, listen, when I come back from my birthday vacation, for some reason the men are scared to come on here. I am not gonna bite y'all, okay? I want to interview some men, okay? I want you guys
Okay.
to come to share your stories, to share your perspective, and get on board. Bold and
Yeah.
beautiful
Let
voice.
us know what y'all men be thinking. Let us know what y'all expect from us, because a
Yes.
closed mouth don't get fed.
Don't.
I see so many women. We out here healing, we out here prospering, and we not trying to scare the men, but men, we need y'all to get on board too. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to hear some positive feedback from the men as well. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
sometimes
like it.
a man ego can get to him, but I'm never the type that brag or anything like that. So hey,
Mhm.
I'm a single.
Y'all better get at it. Only if you got yourself together and you are a great father.
Yes, most definitely. Shh, I'm sorry, you guys. That's my son. That's
Life
Junior.
of a mother.
Yes. Anybody knows that Junior, if he don't like you, he don't like you. But if he like you, you in there.
Junior had to come speak for the men.
Yes, he do. It's a hot mess, girl.
Well, we'll see y'all later.
See you later. Thank you. He is a mess.